that spark in the heart, that love, that's all I have. I will give everything up for that pearl of that love in the heart. And he told me, he says, well, to keep it, you're going to have to give up everything to keep it. You're going to have to constantly give up your life to the whole in order to keep it. And that's this love affair that's coming. That's Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim that is coming. Zion, the 144,000, they're going to fall in love with each other. And with each other. The love will be there because they all have the love for the Father and they're getting married. They're marrying each other. Hallelujah. That's what I see. And this marriage lasts to the 8th day. I saw the 8th day. I get to experience the 8th day. And Father, help us to be able to withstand that kind of ecstasy for eternity. That's all I can say. Father, help us. Because that was pure ecstasy, and I don't know how we can stay in that state forever. Kind of reminds me of that woman that would have, sexual orgasms all the time, not even wanting it. She's like, she's at Thanksgiving dinner, she's having one, and too much of a good thing is not always good, but he's going to make it withstand that we have all of our desires filled. That's what he says, to open up our gates. Opening up our gates is literally opening up our chakras to have the house lit up by the Father of lights. To have our coat of many colors lit up there so we could get married. And see, I was doing that too. I did that. I offered my gift. As a Kohen, I offered my gift and lit the menorah and these people. And they had very emotional, good experiences. And out of fear, one moment with a woman, Mindy, I don't know what you said to them, but boy, they came back full of fear and didn't even go to my house. Wow. Why is it? Because I said the word Kundalini? I said the word... No, I didn't say chakra then. That's how I get most of you guys, just so you know. I say holy words in other languages, and it's nothing bad in itself, but because you make associations to evil, because the world taught us that, because the Catholic Church taught us that, and you're still going by it, you're still following through with what the churches, the lies of the churches. I had one of these young men just ask me if I was even, I get asked this all the time, if I even believe in Jesus. No, I'm sorry, I don't believe in your Jesus. I don't believe in that Jesus. That Jesus, that fake name, is the one that he basically said, that's not me. No, I don't believe in him. I believe in my Yehoshua, my Yeshua. I believe in him. He was a law-abiding citizen of heaven. He was the son of Yah. And he came to become a spirit so that the Comforter would come to us, so that Ruach HaKodesh can come to us and fill us with his presence, and we can be glorified and be married with him and be connected back to the Father. That was the whole goal. Do you not see it happening? Yehuda, who's coming and blessing you? You better be careful. Tovia. Be careful, everybody. This is all Yah's kingdom coming. And we have to receive the bride and see where the bride's coming from. And she's coming wanting to follow it and taking the tzitzit of a Yehuda, a Yehudim. Because we're getting married. And so all these people that in the evil and churchanity and all these organizations, because they look what happened, okay? This is very interesting because me and Stone had good feelings for Peter and the house. We were like, oh my gosh, it's all over. I'm not angry at him anymore. It's all good. And then all of a sudden, this Leland Jones thing, where I had to bring judgment to Leland Jones, and the thing with the lamb. And then they called it all whatever, and then they made, he finally did what he was supposed to do, which God was telling me he's supposed to make the foundation, a structure where his people can actually communicate with each other and be protected in that house. But he thinks it's in a different way. But with the content of this house is, each person is a channel of him. We're literally channels of Yah. Say whatever you mean. We're spirit channels. I channel him. Yes. That's what an angel is. That's what an angle is. That's what all of it is. When we get ignited to him, we start housing him on this earth, and we become him on this earth. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's him. You better know the difference. Because if you offend the wrong one, just so you know, it also offends him when you offend me, but I don't care as much. But what I care about when I get offended is when he gets offended in me. When what he's saying, they say is evil and an evil spirit and not right. That's the one. That's when I get angry. I refuse to allow it to happen anymore. Why do I even care about these things? I should just go off and be, I'm sick. I should just be able to relax and be in bed, which is where I naturally am. And no, he gives me energy to get up and do what I'm supposed to do all the time. And I only feel that pain is when I'm in the flesh. But I'm in both worlds. But it's to teach how to make the two one. Anyway, let the judgments come where they may. It's all holiness and His fire and light. And as they shoot arrows at us, they're actually literally their own judgments they're making out at us. Because by example, everything that was said was such a lie. By example, I'm not out there getting people to... I push my pupils away. Only those who can withstand and are humble enough can even stay close by. I see pride and I push it. I can't handle it. It's my job. But that's why He's showing His kingdom how it's coming, and He's showing us coming through servanthood. Did you know that Yeshua, any of the Talmudim back at the time, the disciples, they were the servants of the master. That's what it meant to be a disciple. And you had to be chosen. You had to be chosen. So now I understand. He's building the disciples, and I've been testing people for all these years, trying to see who can stay close to me. Well, most can't. Most can't. Stone is one of the only ones, and that's why the Father got so angry at me. Because He was trying to remove that living stone out of its place. Because He wanted it in His house. We're building blocks over here. We're building kingdoms. I don't want you having that block because He came in my house first. Your house is the remnant house, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to house all of them? Well, I'm the king of Levites. Don't I have entitlement to get my Levites? Don't I have entitlement to receive my people? Isn't that what your job was supposed to be? To receive, be a house, and so that all the tribes can unite there? But they're supposed to go to their tribes? But you wanted to remove it and entice them with what? Money and things and a house? Seriously? I love what he said. I'd rather sleep on the lawn outside. In fact, I'm planning on doing that. That's what I think he did. May their judgments come. It's all through pride. And they make me. Lisa, I know that you think that I'm the prideful one. Really? Really, 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 really. Really, 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 really. Well, let the judgments come. I'm just sad because I did nothing but bless and was exposing His meat. And it choked some of you. May the truth be known in all of it. Oh, truth. Oh, you don't know the scriptures enough. Oh, wow, you really hurt me, Lee. You really hurt me with that one. That's all you could say was, oh, he doesn't know the scriptures enough. I don't know your Babylonian scriptures. No, I don't. I don't know your King James Version that way, but it's written on my heart. It was written in 1991. I used to read the Bible a lot, but I have a tough time anymore. He doesn't want me doing it anymore. He only wants me studying or reading or listening to what He wants me, because each thing has an exact purpose of my duty. He just doesn't want me reading just to read. Every single thing that He guides me to is usually a confirmation of what He told me already. And He uses it for that purpose. I know the scripture better than you do. I do, because I know Him better than you do. How do we prove that? Well, Peter's house is being tested, and you're part of Peter's house. You're an elder, right? I try to ask and try to give to the elders like the order that Peter said is supposed to be done. And I even asked who his leaders were, and he wouldn't give them to me. And we went 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and we did it all properly, all by Torah. He's the one that's not following Torah. He's been talking bad about me, and everybody knows who he's talking about, but he won't say my name because, oh, we don't want to, whatever. Call me first, brother. Call me. Talk. Let's talk. Let us reason together. No, we had a conversation, and he doesn't like it that I'm basically I said, look, I don't like it either. I didn't choose this, but this is how he's acting. I am your authority, Peter. I told you before you moved to Arizona. I texted you and told you who I was. You guys are supposed to be tithing to us, not the other way around. But let it all be. Let the judgments come until the correction happens. You said love is just, you were talking about the Charlie guy, the Charlie discipline or whatever he's saying. And it's like, oh my God, that's you. You're the one bad-mouthing behind my back, and everybody knows it's me. Everybody. I mean, before we even met in person, we knew it was me. I've been guiding people's stuff for years. Congregations everywhere. All from the bottom. From Kabbalists to Christians to everywhere. The Messianics. I have a way of doing that from the bottom. And you were calling me, you said, to do this but don't correct. That's not right. Well, you didn't correct, did you? What did you correct? What did you call me and say, hey, I saw you did this was wrong. I don't agree with the way you cut the lamb's neck. I don't agree with the way you put lighter fluid. Well, you know what? I didn't agree either. Trust me, I was thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? Is this a, he's like, just trust, it's okay. Are they doing this to mock us? God, lost my mind. He's like, just trust me. That's what I do, brother. I listen and do. So what does that make me? Guess who lives in me? In the Mashiach. So what does that make me to you? One punch, brother, one punch, you're done. One punch and you're done. You know it, use your dream. He told me it from the beginning, and I couldn't even believe it. But I know him, and what he tells me, he does. Oh, he could have not done it. He could have stopped from doing it. Yeah, I would have been denying Yah. Okay, so is that what you'd rather me do, mister? It sounds like you're tying. It sounds like you're trying to harm. It sounds like you're trying to harm his children. Doesn't it say it's better to put a millstone over your around your neck and get thrown in the water than to harm any one of his little ones? Well, I'm one of his little ones. You want to know why I'm a little one? Like a little puppy dog? Like a child? Because I'm walking in childlike faith. Listening to my Abba that he knows better. That I can trust him. I don't have to worry about the finances. I don't have to worry about all these things anymore. I know that he knows better. Right now, I've got creditors calling me, asking me for their payments. They're like, we're going to get an attorney now, and we're going to do this and that. And I said, I'm sorry. Abba told me to do it. He told me to borrow from Babylon at the time. And it was to prepare some things for his children. Now he tells me I'm entitled. I'm entitled to not only Shemitah, but I'm entitled to Jubilee 144. I'm entitled to a Jubilee, which I claimed already in 2016, which was all prophecy taking place on Zion. Wait a minute, Peter, do you think that you're the Messiah because you blew the shofar up there? Is that why you said, I didn't see anybody else on that mountain? I was on my own mountain, brother. And for the record, that's not your mountain. Your land is pretty far away. Naphtali's land is in the water area, right? Galilee. That's your area. So, get out of my backyard. Okay? Get out of my backyard. Because you think you're a teacher of peace, and what you're a teacher of is fear. You're a teacher of fear. You teach people to be within your thing. It's nothing but a Godfather syndrome. It's exactly what it is. If you pay me, then you're going to be protected. You can kiss the ring. If you pay me, I'll protect you because you're in the right house. Because I named it the Remnant House. And it's in the Bible. Read it. It's right there. It's in the Bible. Wow, that's witchcraft, Peter. I see it. Stone called it. And I was like, well, that's Peter. But I saw it. I see it now. I see it. Witchcraft is going against any. It's disobedience. And it is witchcraft. It's what you've been doing. All because you want power on this earth. I'm not looking for anything. Nothing. I just want a Shabbat Shalom. That's it. But how can I Shabbat Shalom when the Father is angry? Even that dream was about me, Peter. You know the Sabbath that you felt and you said I did it better than anybody? It's shame on them if saying I wasn't a Jew. That was his presence. He wanted the whole world to see that. He wanted this reality show and this reality thing so that the whole world could see his body coming together and what it looks like, that each portion has something. No, you just wanted to glean off of my oil and then share it with your people. That's what you wanted to do, right? You just wanted to glean and then share it. It's all his, brother. You just got to be willing to give it all up back to him. All of it. It means your pride, too. You have to be willing to be a servant, like I was. Because the true test is what I did, unprovoked, and not in front of anybody, but your camera. What did I do? I got on my knees and said I would serve the King in you. I would serve the Mashiach in you. But I don't see him. I don't see him. I see Peter, 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 Peter. The content wants to be Peter. He wanted to be the whole con. Now you're starting to get it. Oh, now you got some channels and they got to speak. Oh, they got to speak against Malki, your king. They got to speak against Melchizedek, the king of Zion right now. That's what you did. You judged. So now the judgment's come. That's what this was about. Do you not see? Until you have eyes to see, may the judgments come. May Hasatan test your gates and test you whether you are protected or not. Because I have the ability to take it, the protection off of you and make it darkness and not rain. You can ask people that know me from the past. I didn't know I was doing this in Prophets organizations and had to cancel the whole thing because they were trying to be a cancer. I'm looking for the ones that are willing to lay their lives down for him and willing to be humble for him. Humble. Nobody says anything bad about Peter. No, nothing bad about Peter because you're a lover of the world. You smell like Babylon, you look like Babylon, and you sound like Babylon. And that's why they like you, because the world likes their own. A true prophet isn't received by the world. When have they ever been received by the world? But afterwards. When has a true prophet been received? Well, now it's time. They're not going to be able to kill us until Abba allows it. But it's part of a resurrection. Hallelujah. So his prophets will be made known. His people will be made known. Because we're not seeking anything. We're meek, the disabled. And what rises, the anger that rises up in me, it's his anger. It started when the light hit me, when he came into me. And I went to go kiss that idolatry. And all you that are against the Sanhedrin, don't you know? Aren't we supposed to listen to those who hold the seat of Moshe? Isn't that part of Moshe's seat? Isn't that part of what's supposed to happen? Why are you going against God's laws? Oh, because they're scary, because they're going to be killing Christians. No, they're going to be killing the wrong kind of Christians, the ones that I grew up by, the ones that raised me, yes. But they need to learn now, because I already told them. I went through all of the places. I went to the holy mountain that they told me. They all know him up there. They didn't even know his 10 commandments. So they know, and I told them that anybody kissing those things will be cursed. So the cursings must come now. It's a holy thing. It's a good thing. Yes, they're my family. I love them. But guess how much I love them? Enough that they get corrected. Enough that they get corrected and come into the truth. Because I won't allow the evil people to guide the children astray anymore. They're the Father's children. They're not mine. I don't want them in my house. You see what I do to my house. I'm a fire. I expose them because of love. Love isn't hiding them and saying, oh, look at his garment. But we're just, it makes us look better. That's what you do. That's not love. Love is helping each other with their gifts and becoming his temple on this earth. Because each one has a gift to bring. And when you deny the gifts because you don't understand them, that's a problem for the Father. Because he's looking for a place to take them all. So the living stones, what I saw years ago was there are people, but he's got, like, just like he said with Elijah, there's 7,000. There's more Peters that can do it. There are the other stones that can be raised up to bring this. Thank you. There's other stones that can do this, that can take your place, just like they can take mine. Forgive me, Father, for anything I do and the judgments that I bring. May you bring judgment shown to me so I can repent of all those things. Just like what you did to me here, smelling like Babylon. Because you already told me you didn't like it. And I second guessed you. There was a time when I was able to get away with it. But after he knows. It's just like when I first started keeping Shabbat. Bacon and egg breakfast. And he showed up, oh my gosh, was the presence there. Even with us all eating bacon. But there was a time that he showed it to us, and then we had to obey. Now, if we went back to eating bacon, I don't think it would be the same thing. That's what this is all about. This is how it comes. Shalom, shalom. May his kingdom come and his will be done. And may he work, may the light work through you. May he be realized in you, and your gifts be exposed so that you could give it to Israel. Not to Peter, but to Israel, the whole. Okay? Peter has his place, and he's going to come into realization. But until then, his house is going to be tested. The whole house. That's what saddens me, because I love all of you. I love you all. You know that. I know you know that. I know you love me too, but you just think I've gone astray. So how do we do this? Iron sharpens iron, right? Well, I have to sharpen what I know is true. I can't let the false things run true just because it seems like Jesus love, because that's not love. Love isn't sitting back and watching your family be cursed. That's not love. That's why it says unless you hate your mother, hate your father, hate all these people, hate all these things, you're not worthy of the kingdom. It's because when you see them sin, it makes you angry because it curses them. When you know him and you know what the blessing is, you can't let people that you love be cursed. And so you say, come with nice words. And I come in nice, like I said to Peter, you're not listening to the Father's heart right now. And he kept at it. And it was just arrogance, big arrogance. And it's funny because they think I have the arrogance. It's like, well, he's got the organization. I'm here to tear all those things down. I'm here to basically split the church, expose the right things. He's got to build it up the right way. And it's through the people, not through him. He was just a foundation rock. Anyway, Abba's will be done. We can all agree with that, right? May his light, may his glory come, and may it burn the butts that need to be burned, and may it bless the ones that need to be blessed. Shalom, shalom.